You're watching Mirror 7 News. Stay informed, stay ahead for more news.
It was a terrifying night in Chicago's South Shore neighborhood. Residents were jolted awake in the early hours of September 30th as helicopters circled above and heavily armed federal agents swarmed their apartment complex. What followed was a chaotic scene that left families separated, homes ransacked, and an entire community shaken. According to officials, the large-scale raid was part of a federal immigration operation called Operation Midway Blitz. It targeted a 130-unit apartment building on South Shore Drive, which authorities said was linked to members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. The Department of Homeland Security later confirmed that 37 people were arrested, most from Venezuela, but others from Mexico, Nigeria, and Colombia. The agency said several of those detained had criminal records, though others were taken simply because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Neighbors described the scene as something out of a war zone. One man, a veteran who lived next door, said it felt like an invasion. Black Hawk helicopters hovered above the building, while military-style vehicles filled the parking lot. Residents were dragged outside in handcuffs, some zip-tied together, and kept outside for hours. Even U.S. citizens were detained as agents checked IDs and searched apartments. Inside, the aftermath looked devastating. Doors were busted open, windows shattered, and belongings scattered everywhere. Some residents came home to find valuables missing, and strangers, clothing, or garbage left behind. Water damage, broken elevators, and the smell of mold and debris filled the hallways. One man described the building after the raid simply as, "It looks like hell." Perhaps the most heartbreaking part was seeing children caught in the middle. Several U.S.-born kids were separated from their undocumented parents during the operation. A Department of Homeland Security spokesperson said the children were taken into custody for their safety, though community advocates condemned the move, saying families were traumatized and neighbors terrified. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker issued a strong statement criticizing the raids, accusing federal agents of violating due process and targeting families instead of focusing on violent offenders. Local activists also voiced outrage, saying the raids were designed to spread fear among immigrants and turn communities against each other. By the next day, the apartment complex was nearly deserted. Flyers reading, "Know Your Rights," were taped to the gates, while empty units stood open and vandalized. For residents who remained, the fear hasn't faded. Many are still unsure where their neighbors, or their loved ones, have gone. The night was supposed to bring rest, but instead, it brought panic and destruction. For those who lived through it, the echoes of that raid will likely haunt South Shore for a long time to come. Stay subscribed for more videos.